Is there anything that you may want to confess tonight before you go in?
I keep everything right here. There you go. Or right here.
There you go.
His resolve is the same. He believes he's innocent. I believe he's innocent. And we're going to fight this case with all of our might until we don't have to fight any longer.
Sean Combs led and participated in a racketeering conspiracy that used the business empire he controlled to carry out criminal activity.
When a top attorney quits your case in the language used, under no circumstance can I continue. I think people are just pointing at that and say, he can't defend him, and making their own assumptions from there. There have been kind of reports circulating. It seemed like there was a breakdown between Diddy's attorneys about going to trial in May.
Shot by and stay, I'm too geek for the guy. Yeah, whoa, I've been in the house, but I'm coming outside tonight.
I represent Rock Nation, a lot of people from Rock. I'm very close with, that's sort of family to me. And, I don't think they're sort of
see eye to eye on things.
See eye to eye.
Last question.
I didn't turn him down because I don't like him or I don't believe in his case. I think he's got a very defensible case. To me, this whole case boils down to an issue of consent, right? And as far as I know, I don't know all the evidence, but it's an issue of consent. Right? Did they consent or did they not? I mean, was a gun put to someone's head? Or did they want to do it because they were getting all the perks associated with being part of a Diddy party and being one of Diddy's entourage?
There will be up to 12 residents of 8 New York counties, including some from upstate, to decide whether Sean Diddy Combs walks away from this case a free man or stays locked down for decades.
The last hearing before Sean Combs' trial starts, when he walked into federal court today, he appeared to be looking for his family. They've pretty much been at all of the hearings that I've been to, but there was no presence of his sons or his mother or his sister who had previously been at those hearings.
I literally took one sip of my beverage and the whole side of my face felt like I had a stroke.
And I think he also feels an obligation to people in general. Maybe it's black people, maybe it's white people, maybe it's anybody who's ever felt aggrieved and targeted by the government.
Well, Bill and Sade, accepting a plea agreement would mean that Sean Combs would have to admit to trafficking and force. And today he made it very clear.
He believes that he needs to stand up, not just for himself, for his family, and for everybody who's been targeted by the federal government.
Diddy's trial has officially begun, and the courtroom chaos is already in full swing. Jurors are being grilled, lawyers are scrambling, and behind closed doors, things are getting messy. One potential juror was dismissed because of his wife's past with Diddy. Another admitted to watching that infamous hotel video. And that's just day one. Here's everything you missed.
Is there anything that you may want to confess tonight before you go in?
I keep everything right here. There you go. Or right here.
There you go.
And everything that's coming next in what could be the wildest celebrity trial of the decade. The moment jury selection began, the courtroom transformed into a circus. Dozens of potential jurors walked in one by one, facing questions that had nothing to do with a typical trial.
His resolve is the same. He believes he's innocent. I believe he's innocent. And we're going to fight this case with all of our might until we don't have to fight any longer.
We're talking music tastes, celebrity name drops, and even opinions on baby oil jokes. Yes, really. Judge Supermanian, who's running the show, didn't hold back. He questioned every angle. Who people follow in the media, what shows they binge, and even whether they had seen that 2016 hotel video where Diddy allegedly dragged his ex. One potential juror flat out said he liked a viral joke about the case on social media, and somehow he still made the cut.
Sean Combs led and participated in a racketeering conspiracy that used the business empire he controlled to carry out criminal activity.
But it didn't stop there. A bombshell moment came when a man revealed that his wife had been an attorney in the infamous 1991 City College Stampede case, a deadly event Diddy helped organize. Even though he claimed he could be impartial, his wife had made it clear that she didn't like Diddy. The defense jumped on it, and the judge agreed. He was out.
When a top attorney quits your case in the language used, under no circumstance can I continue. I think people are just pointing at that and say, he can't defend him, and making their own assumptions from there.
As if that wasn't enough chaos, another potential juror attempted to evade duty because her son has prom next week and her daughter's birthday is approaching. The judge smiled, but still required her to stay. And all of this is just part of selecting 12 people who are supposed to stay neutral in one of the most high-profile trials in music history. However, the biggest problem the court is facing right now is far more personal. Behind the courtroom drama, Diddy's legal team isn't just worried about the jury pool. They're terrified of one word: RICO.
There have been kind of reports circulating. It seemed like there was a breakdown between Diddy's attorneys about going to trial in May.
Diddy isn't merely being accused of misconduct. He's facing the same kind of law the feds use to take down mob bosses. Racketeering charges like these don't arise unless the government thinks it's dealing with a full-blown criminal enterprise. According to the indictment, Diddy ran his billion-dollar empire as a command center, using employees and associates to do his dirty work. That includes everything from elaborate private parties, codenamed freak-offs, to behind-the-scenes intimidation, long hours with no sleep, and what prosecutors describe as controlling behavior intended to protect his image and silence anyone who spoke out. But here's what's really wild. The government doesn't have to prove every allegation. Under RICO, they only need to show that Diddy committed any 2 crimes from a long list: intimidation, bribery, forced labor, threats, obstruction of justice, and more. The racketeering charge sticks if the jury believes just 2 of those happened, and with it, life in prison becomes a real possibility. That's why his defense team is scrambling, not just to select the right jurors, but to keep specific evidence out of the courtroom. Spoiler, it's not going well. Diddy's legal team fought hard to keep one piece of footage out of the courtroom, and they lost. The clip in question, a hotel surveillance video from 2016 that appears to show Diddy kicking, dragging, and confronting Cassie Ventura in a hallway. This video has already gone viral, and prosecutors are using it to support claims of long-term abusive behavior.
I represent Rock Nation. A lot of people from Rock I'm very close with. That's sort of family to me. And, I don't think they're sort of
see eye to eye on things.
See eye to eye with.
Last question.
Diddy's lawyers argued that the footage was manipulated, that it was out of sequence, sped up, and edited to look worse than it was. They claimed the relationship was complex, even consensual. But Judge Arun Subramanian didn't buy it. He ruled that the video is coming in, at least parts of it, and the jury will see it. But that's not all. Cassie Ventura, who originally filed a civil suit against Diddy months before the federal charges dropped, is now confirmed to testify. And unlike the other alleged victims, she's not hiding behind anonymity. She's stepping into the spotlight publicly as the government's star witness. And if you're wondering how serious this is, Cassie's civil lawsuit was settled within 24 hours of being filed. A quick, quiet deal that raised more eyebrows than it answered questions. But in this trial, there's no settling.
I didn't turn him down because I don't like him or I don't believe in his case. I think he's got a very defensible case. This whole case boils down to an issue of consent, right? And as far as I know all the evidence, but it's an issue of consent.
There's no walking away. And there's more video evidence coming. 9 tapes reportedly handed over by Cassie herself. What's on them? That's what the defense is desperately trying to suppress next. If you think this trial is just about Diddy and Cassie, you're missing the bigger picture. The government isn't relying on just one person to take the stand. According to court documents, at least 4 accusers are expected to testify, and multiple co-conspirators could be brought in to speak under oath. 3 of the accusers will remain anonymous in court, listed only as victims 2, 3, and 4. But make no mistake, each of them reportedly has a long history with Diddy, and prosecutors are preparing to walk the jury through every disturbing detail. And then there's the co-conspirators. These are insiders, people who allegedly helped Diddy carry out his operations, party planners, assistants, and business associates. The prosecution claims some of them were involved in everything from cover-ups to alleged intimidation tactics.
Right? Did they consent or did they not? Was a gun put to someone's head? Or did they want to do it because they were getting all the perks associated with being part of a Diddy party and being one of Diddy's entourage?
And now, they're flipping, turning witnesses, and saying it all out loud on record. One incident the feds are expected to highlight involves a car explosion. No names were mentioned in the indictment, but if you've been following the story, the timeline eerily matches Kid Cudi's claim from years ago, that someone blew up his car after he fell out with Diddy. If that is confirmed in court, this trial won't just be about one man's actions, it'll be about how far his influence truly reached. And that brings us to the biggest legal weapon the government is holding: As if the trial itself weren't chaotic enough, Diddy's defense team is falling apart from within. Just weeks before jury selection, one of his top attorneys, Anthony RICO, suddenly quit the case. No long explanation. Just a legal filing that read, "Under no circumstances can I continue to effectively serve as counsel." For a guy with RICO's resume, defending high-profile figures including Osama bin Laden's associates and NYPD shooting suspects, walking away like that sends a loud message. And that message, something behind the scenes isn't right. RICO's departure sparked rumors of significant internal conflict. Reports suggest there was a rift regarding whether Diddy should go to trial in May or postpone it further. Either way, it left a noticeable gap in the defense strategy. But Diddy isn't giving up quietly. He immediately began recruiting some of the most prominent names in courtroom defense. First up, Brian Steele. Yes, the same lawyer who helped Young Thug survive his RICO nightmare. Then, there was Joe Tacopina, the guy who helped ASAP Rocky win his assault case. Initially, Tacopina said no because of his ties to Jay-Z and Roc Nation. However, he later admitted on Vlad TV and in The Hollywood Reporter that he's open to joining the team. Diddy is stacking the deck, but is it a power move or a sign of desperation? Because at this point, the trial isn't just about defending against charges. It's about salvaging a legacy that's cracking in real time. And while Diddy's team is playing chess with lawyers, the prosecution is playing hardball with evidence. Picking a jury in a case like this isn't just about fairness. It's about control. From the start, Diddy's lawyers pushed for 72 question surveys that explore everything, from jurors' views on fame and power to their thoughts on having multiple sexual partners. Some were excused after admitting they had seen damaging footage, while others confessed to knowing too much about Diddy's history. One guy even admitted his wife worked on a past case involving Diddy and said she still finds him disturbing. He was promptly booted. The court's challenge? Finding 12 people who haven't been influenced by a media storm and who won't let their opinions of hip-hop culture, celebrity, or wealth shape their verdict. And the clock is ticking. Jury selection alone could take weeks. But that's nothing compared to what's coming when the tapes start rolling and the witness list unfolds. Even before opening statements, Diddy's trial became a media battlefield. Documentaries, exposés, and leaked footage are all shaping how the public perceives him. The court is aware of this. Prosecutors criticized Diddy's team for attempting to screen jurors who have watched Netflix-style deep dives or viral clips. His lawyers, meanwhile, contend that media bias could jeopardize any chance of a fair trial. But here's the twist. Diddy's team might also be using the media. Subtle PR shifts, leaked statements, and public apologies, every move appears calculated to sway not just the jury, but you. This isn't merely a legal fight, it's a reputation war. As day 2 of the trial approaches, the question isn't just what's true, but what people believe. The government isn't walking into this trial empty-handed. Since September, they've filed 3 superseding indictments, each one stacking new allegations, new witnesses, and fresh details on how Diddy allegedly ran a criminal network. The timeline now stretches from 2004 to 2024. Prosecutors claim Diddy used employees, money, and influence to arrange illegal acts, intimidate insiders, and silence threats. They even allege someone was dangled off a balcony. And here's what makes it dangerous. RICO law doesn't require the jury to believe every claim. Just 2 predicate offenses, even minor ones, could lock in a conviction and send Diddy away for life. Every new indictment adds pressure. Every added witness deepens the risk. The prosecution is playing the long game, one explosive accusation at a time. Diddy's lawyers aren't denying the wild stories. Instead, they're reframing them. Their argument, this was lifestyle, not crime. In court, they described Diddy as a swinger, saying the encounters were consensual, not coerced. They claim the videos and witness stories paint a distorted picture of private relationships and adult choices. They've even gone so far as to call the prosecution's case a morality trial, trying to convict based on lifestyle, not law. But behind the courtroom spin is a real gamble, convincing a jury that everything they're about to hear and see was voluntary, even when the witnesses say otherwise. It's a risky strategy, especially when the prosecution has video evidence, celebrity testimony, and over a decade's worth of allegations lined up. This isn't just a battle of facts, it's a battle of perception. With day one behind us, this trial is just getting started, and the biggest shocks may still be sealed. There are rumors of unreleased footage, undisclosed witnesses, and surprise testimony that could change everything. The government claims to have 9 tapes tied to Diddy's so-called parties. But what's actually on them, that remains under wraps. And then there's the question of deals. Will any insiders cut plea bargains to testify? Could Diddy's team try to settle mid-trial? Or will someone flip the case on its head with one headline-grabbing reveal? One thing's clear. This trial isn't just about Diddy's future. It could rewrite how the industry protects its biggest stars and expose just how deep the power games really go. And we'll be here, breaking down every twist, every move, and every bombshell as it drops. Stay locked in.